to be. And me, the groove, and my friends are gonna try to move your feet. See, I am Wonder Mike, and I like to say hello. To the black, to the white, the red, and the brown, the purple, and yellow. But first, I gotta bang, bang, the boogie to the boogie, say,
Shit, SOD.
to the bang, bang, boogie, let's rock. You don't stop, rock the middle, and I'll make your body.
Just waking up. Acid reflex and horns too outside my window. There goes my airplane. I'll get it. I'll get it. That's every Saturday. That's every Saturday. Every Saturday at Whole Foods. And you saw the little girl in the all black. That's what they do. By the way, here's my 77. Here's your 77. Again, they said that I would see the 77 numerous times during my day. It's got something to do with the spirit or whatever. There's my license plate. There's my sneakers. Again, when I bought those sneakers, I didn't even see the 77. I actually looked at them as if they were two L's. I just wanted to get Bobos for you guys. I can't make this stuff up, man. This red van wants me to get it, staring in my face. Let me cut this off. I've been doing good, man. I didn't use it one time. Well, I did use it. At the end, I used it. Took a couple pictures in Whole Foods. But I didn't use it inside. Trust me, y'all know I could have. Y'all know I was baited over and over again. But I did good. There's another airplane. Wherever I'm at, that's all day. Especially here, though. Especially here. As I tell y'all every week.
News correspondent Michael George reports.
This video shows a 13-year-old boy being chased by Utica police officers. Horrified neighbors watch as an officer throws him to the ground. Then... Oh my God! Joe, he just shot him! The teenager, an Asian male, later died at the hospital. Residents packed City Hall demanding answers. At a news conference, Utica's police chief says officers stopped the 13-year-old and another male Friday night as part of a criminal investigation, but didn't offer additional details. As the chief described what happened next, he was interrupted by outraged members of the community.
While fleeing, the youth displayed what appeared to be a handgun. Could you please allow me to finish, please? Okay?
Utica's mayor took the microphone, calling for calm.
And we understand the weight of this situation and want to ensure that every single piece of this is understood.
Police say what officers thought was a handgun turned out to be a pellet gun resembling a Glock 17.
I want to offer my heartfelt condolences to the family of the deceased party during this difficult time.
Okay. Meanwhile, the community is reeling and waiting for answers. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
The officers involved are on paid leave pending a state investigation. Today, a South Jersey community joined the family of a little boy to honor his life. Michael Stewart died earlier this week while at summer camp. Our race within this van spoke to the child's mother.
It's just incredible to see how my son touched so many lives.
The community in Lumberton wrapping their arms around a grieving mother after the death of her son, 6-year-old Mike.
All right, let's see. They all got the green on, by the way. I don't, I might have to cut this off so I can get through this. They all have the green and the camouflage on. There's always going to be a story that, let me cut it off. There's always going to be a story that correlates with something at the present time. It sounded phony, as a matter of fact. You guys, most of you are gangster stalkers on my page, so you probably already know where I'm going with this. You probably already know that it's fake. But I shot a skit earlier this week, and I used a fake gun, a fake handgun. It almost looks like a Western gun, and I thought about when I was I bought the gun because I bought the toy gun because I was playing a security guard role in a stage play, and we needed a gun that looked kind of real. Mine looks kind of real, but it also looks Western, like a Western gun. But they, for the play, they replaced it with what looks like a black 9mm real gun. Of course, it was still, I won't even call it a toy. It looks so real. But I thought about that at the time. I thought, wow, they replaced this gun. That's why I have this gun. But that gun that I use as the security looks so real. It looks so real. Then I thought about how, some of our kids out here use toy guns that look like that, and commit crimes. And so this is how they work off of the thoughts that I have. They know I only watch the news on the weekends. Aziza's not working today, so I'm done with this. But I support Aziza. Again, that's the bald black girl that they use as the bald chemo-looking gesture. She's not working this weekend, obviously. But so they were able to immediately use the story. And they know I'm curious. I want to hear what they're going to throw at me real quick while they got me. And that was it, the fake gun. I love to share with y'all this psychic stuff and this minding my business stuff. But more than anything, this psychic stuff, this is what I was thinking about. That fake gun was so real that it could get, and it has gotten young kids, black boys, killed by brandishing it. In the news anyway. Y'all know how I feel about the news. Y'all know how I feel about fake news. And that's all they do for their ratings. It was give you fake news. And I'll put a piece up with that. I'm going to continue to put pieces up of the fake news. It was something earlier this week that they did too. That, matter of fact, it could have been last week. I did one of my pieces, and I included the fact that cops get shot and killed, and you don't know. You guys think it's in the line of duty and dealing with criminals. It may be heavier than that. If they're not on to this gangster stalking, you better be down with this blue code thing. You never know what the real shooting is about. And yes, they may use criminals. And I'm getting too deep. I just wanted to share that. I thought about I used a fake gun earlier this week. Thought about how some of these guns look real and these kids get shot and killed. And there it is. I give y'all stories like this all the time. I give y'all stories like this all the time. And it's from their psychic mind reading of what's going on with me. I really talk way too long, but I want y'all to get the gist of what I'm talking about and my point, because I can go all over the place. Then come all the way back to my point. My point is the fake gun. I used it this week, and then they put it on the news. That's how they do. I'm out. Again, this is every day, every Saturday. You hear the alarms, the sirens? It's every Saturday. This is every Saturday. Every Saturday when I leave Whole Foods. They do it everywhere, but it's every Saturday when I leave Whole Foods. Again, it's a way to get my phone on. They know that I'm trying not to cut my phone off right now. So they're going to have to go through they're going to have to go a little overboard to get me to turn my phone off. They have to go a little overboard. And once again, that's your fire gesture. That's your caught in the fire damage gesture. I have so many gestures. Of how to kill you. Mouth.
The DA told the jury, okay, this woman is wanted for murder in Oregon of Ann Jones. They can't have her until we're done with her here. Then they can have her. They bought that story. They bought that story. The jury.
Your appeal had to do with Ann Jones' death coming in.
Ann Jones' death came in because the DA brought it in and said I was wanted in Oregon for murder of Ann Jones. That's a lie.
Let's review the evidence that even Hannah does not deny. She was guilty of theft and regularly changed her name. Investigators say she was adept at fooling to give her a job. After Margaret Bradley was found dead, detectives noticed a do not resuscitate form nearby. The same kind of form was found near the bed of Ann Jones. We discovered that a handwriting expert testified the signature at the bottom was almost certainly a forged signature, and Janine Hanna was likely the person who had put it there. Forgery is part of the Janine Hanna pattern.
If it's the same MO in the case of your mom as it was with Margaret Bradley, then that would help us build an argument.
Well, she altered checks, right? In the Margaret Bradley case, she stole money.
Yes, she did. Now, Janine Hanna cashed a check that was written for $60, but the number 1 had been added. And then there was a $300 check where she forged the name and added a 1. She wanted to cash the check and keep the money.
That would explain the do not resuscitate form.
Meaning?
When the medics in the rehab center found my mom in a coma, they found a DNR form in the same room. She must have forged my mom's signature on a do not resuscitate form. My mom had gone in for a week of rehab. She did not contemplate dying. She would not have signed that form. It made no sense at all. The way she died? No sense at all.
That patient, there was nothing wrong. There was nothing that I did wrong that either caused her death, demise, or nothing.
They did suspect you. In fact, they said that the testimony in the trial showed there was a do not resuscitate form.
Oh, no, what that was is a physician's directive, okay? But,
They said it had been forged.
no, it wasn't forged. What it was is the woman had asked me to show her where to sign her name, and so I signed, and then I left
That's what the demon does to my TV. Or they do. I don't know who does it. Who's doing
Hannah denies responsibility, but she is studying the DNR form. It was agreed to by Ann Jones, something her family never accepted.
The nursing agency did pay a pretty big settlement on that.
They did because they didn't resuscitate the woman, and it wasn't her doctor hadn't signed the form.
So far, we have heard that a former nurse, Janine Hanna, has been convicted of murder of one woman, but the daughter of another woman believes she was given her mother too. Janine Hanna denies both murders. When we come back, we'll consider the murder of Margaret Bradley in Central.
I'm not the perfect. I'm not the person that would inject somebody with insulin in order to kill them.
That's what they do with my TV from time to time. The demon, I don't know who's doing it, man. I said demon because I did watch the demon at one time, just in slow motion break my fairly new DVD VCR player, just so I could have to buy another DVD player. I have another VCR, just so I could get another DVD player. And they needed me to buy that DVD player so that they could captionize some of the DVDs that they needed me to rent out and watch. And in order to get the gist of the movies, the gestures, I needed to read the caption on some of the lines, or they would have went over my head, or I would have missed it. When you see the words, it's a little different. It's much more meaningful, and the gesture is much more meaningful if you can read it versus just hearing it, because it'll slide right by you a lot of times. But when you read it, it can't slide by you. They needed to break my VCR DVD player just so that I could buy a DVD player. And again, they made it economical and everything so that I knew which one to buy, so they could have those captions underneath the movie. Yeah, this is the nursing gesture and nursing home gesture. And I talked to not too long ago, not this last in the medical field, voodoo in the medical field, but the one prior to that, I spoke on, they're calling it NDRs, or DNRs, which is do not resuscitate. Something happens to you, do not resuscitate. That's the first thing they had, whatever it is, demon or whatever, just shaking my leg, confirming this. That's the first thing that they had these doctors ask me about after my voodoo stroke. Do you want us to? Do you want to do not? You can sign this. It's a some kind of will where the doctor won't resuscitate. If something happens, you do you want this son? Do not resuscitate. And I signed it. And I believe you guys should sign it too. It's a cultic gesture. But I believe you guys should sign it too. Who wants to lay around like a vegetable? But that's what America wants you to do, wants you to be. They want to see you suffer. I don't know why America gets off on having their people suffer. But they get off on that, and the devil gets off on that. And this is the devil's playground. You'll hear these bumps and all through all night, especially if I hit on something. Yeah, and you also saw the nurses. They showed the nurses in the blue, just like what I spoke on earlier. The gay guy that was at the gym and at the pool. Very effeminate gay 70-year-old black male. Out of shape black male. They let me see him at the end. He had the blue scrubs on, just like this nurse. Reenactment actually. But the gesture was the blue scrubs. And this is where they'll get you, in these nursing homes, in these prisons, in these hospitals. These satanic gangster stalkers are everywhere. I'm out. I tell y'all, they have to get more and more unique to get me to use my phone. I had to stop, pull over, and back up to get this guy. You guys ought to recognize him. Here's your first FedEx. You guys ought to recognize him. He's the homeless looking ghost. I call him a ghost because he's everywhere now. There's your orange glasses. That's for the prison that they put you in. And there's your red bag for the blood, the heart thing. But he's been following me. He's the library that I now frequent is about 8 miles away. That's where he first popped up at. Now he's at every bench. He's at one of the benches on my route back to the apartment or leaving the apartment. Right now I'm leaving the apartment. But there he is right there. I think the last time I showed you guys him, the demon made him hitting with that narcoleptic spell that they put on you. And he was sitting there next to me in the library, passed out, snoring horribly. They got my phone on. I did very good as I left the apartment. But they got the phone on. They got me. I'm out. So I'm just getting back to the apartment. They cut my car off right here. It's cut off right here. They used to do that a lot. I mean, a lot. But again, they have to do stuff that's unique to make me cut my camera off. And it is on. I'm cutting it back off. Oh.
For her murder?
Mm-hmm. What about it?
What'd you do? What'd you think?
I was totally in shock. Because I was waiting to go to court for this other stuff.
Janine Hanna was arrested and convicted of the murder of Margaret Bradley. It took the jury just 3 hours to reach a guilty verdict in Janine Hanna's trial.
You went to trial
Yes,
and you got convicted.
yes.
A jury said, we believe, beyond a reasonable doubt, she murdered Margaret Bradley.
But there's no evidence there is no evidence. I didn't take the stand because my lawyers told me not to, because I was copiously bleeding and needed to have a hysterectomy and was weak. And they didn't want me to take the stand.
So I understand why a defense attorney would advise his client not to take the stand, and sometimes it has to do with past criminal records. And you had a criminal record going back to 1970, forgery and theft. Did you not?
That went back to maybe 1980,
What kinds of things?
but it wasn't forgery.
What kinds of,
What it was is I had a possession of a check that wasn't mine.
how that?
My ex-husband gave it to me.
The criminal record that I've seen says theft,
That was the 2000,
Forgery.
1999.
forgery,
I didn't do any forgery.
and you know that they suspected you of the death of that patient in Beaverton.
That patient, there was nothing wrong. There was nothing that I did that either caused her death, demise, or nothing.
Hanna appealed, but the appeals judge
Her,
and went so far as to suggest that if she had stood trial for killing Ann Jones, a reasonable jury would have found her guilty of that crime too. They said her behavior in Oregon demonstrated her modus operandi. Janine Hanna is relentless in her arguments that she is innocent.
I know I made a lot of difference as a nurse for a lot of people, okay? Because from 91, I was a licensed practical nurse, okay? Until 2001, I've taken care of a lot of people, okay? A lot of people. And I know I did a lot of good for people. And I dearly cared about Margaret Bradley, dearly. She was a dear friend of mine, and I miss her right to this day.
Was a theft of some jewelry in the case in Oregon?
Yes.
What happened there?
I don't know.
You didn't take any jewelry.
I don't know.
You didn't poison that patient in Beaverton.
No. Who poisoned a patient in Beaverton?
The patient that they suspect you killed.
You're talking about Ann Jones?
Yes.
I didn't do anything to Ann Jones.
Who is Janine Hanna?
Janine Tan's somebody who really does care about people. I do. Yeah, I've had some bad breaks in life. Maybe I should have never gone in the nursing field.
Thank you for talking to me.
You're very welcome. And I hope it makes a difference for somebody else when they go to trial. And tell them, by all means, take the stand. Okay. Yes. So now you know the story.
Just needed y'all to hear that, man. Just wanted you to hear it. You have witches all over the place. And I think they used her because she looks just like the Canadian witch that's married to this black guy who came on the scene after he had his debilitating stroke. I watched him out of my window, and sometimes I walk past him when leaving and coming back. And he scoots, just fly right by me. He's fine one day, stroked out the next day. But for years I've watched him walk since I've been here, just flying by me back and forth. I didn't know he was a gangster stalker. It all makes sense now. It all makes sense now. But she looks this nurse that was just on looks like she could be twins with the Canadian nurse. That's not a coincidence, man. This is all the stuff they put on my TV. Killer USA. Did this, did that. Now they putting, this is the nursing home gesture. Lock up, all this stuff is on my TV. And it's all gestures. LGBTQ stuff, all this stuff is on my TV. My TV is saturated. It's the epitome of America. Saturated with sin and filth. But I cut the phone on this camera on this time so you guys could see that I'm gonna put them side by side. She looks exactly like there's another gesture. Exactly like the nurse. I'm not gonna say his wife. She said he called her out here from Canada to marry her after 27 years. She's a nurse. And I don't believe he can talk to call somebody. He had a debilitating stroke. She said he had 3 strokes, she said, but he's doing excellent. I just put it up on my Facebook again. If y'all got on my Facebook, go look at it. But they're nurses, and this is what they do. This is what they do. They're supposed to have taken an oath. Doctors supposed to have taken an oath. Cops are supposed to have taken an oath. Judges are supposed to have taken an oath. Lawyers are supposed to have taken an oath. But this is what they do. Politicians, everybody. Is infiltrated with these sick, demonic cults. And this is the devil's playground. And nothing is fair. There's buyouts and everybody's bought off and there's your cults and allegiances. And you heard this woman, this witch. She's a liar, a thief, stole all of her clients' patients' money. She lied straight to your face and still say she didn't do it. She killed them. She gave more needles for insulin and all kind of stuff, and they weren't diabetic. She's got bodies. This is going into my Black Widow archive. She's got bodies. Widows have bodies. Black widows. Witches go for bodies. These witches walk back and forth around my door chanting all the time. Wow. Just leaving the gym. Here's your coated white van that's they parked next to me. There's that SRP again this week. Again today, a K in the SRP. I got it last week. I think I do remember that SRP though. It was a bunch of them last week. But I remember that one specifically because it's got the K in the front of it. So, disregard that one. I got it last week. But there's your cultic white van. Why I got this on a mazel tov. Because I told y'all I'm going to be doing summaries. Probably out of every venue that I exit. Because I'm trying not to take the pictures inside. I did very well in the gym. Probably too well. Because I think the pictures would have described it a little better. The about 70-year-old black gay guy. You can see the spirit of femininity. Exude from him. the other folks in there, bunch of female Latino. Three girls and 2 adults, all female. They were in there as gangster stalkers. One was there specifically to put the phone on me and keep an eye on me. They all were. I mean, I don't know how to incorporate the kids into it. But when the black 70-year-old guy came in, he got in the whirlpool and he gave them gestures as to, well, they gestured to him, do you need a lane? I'm headed towards them. They're over my head asking them, do you need a lane? And he's letting them know, no, I'm a gangster stalker. And then they kind of shake their head and peep my way. And one of them yawns, just magnanimous yawn, which lets me know that it's, it's spiritual. It's the demonic spirit. But that's the only yawn I can think of today from another. So as I came back down to the other end, I looked in the whirlpool to get a good look at who this black boy is. And I'm now saying that it's about a 70-year-old black boy. And he's got his hair dyed jet black. And he batted his eyes like a girl at me. And first I'm thinking, wow, that spirit is, because the spirit hits them, man. You can see them normally when you walk past them normal and you enter the locker room and you go in and I look through the pool window and they're totally different. You can see they do some really sick gestures, and you could tell the spirit thing is taking over. Well, that's what I was thinking with him. But and I don't want to drag this out because I'm going to do it at every venue. And that'll be my daily. I'm trying not to take a whole lot of pictures. But he batted the eyes, and that just drew me. And I said, that's that demonic spirit taking over him right now. Because I didn't see that spirit when he got into the. Well, I didn't look that hard. But once they left, the Latino family of females, he got in their pool, their lane. And I said, wow, he is straight up feminine. And out of shape and everything. It was crazy. But both black males were. I'm so disgusted, man. But then that was gangster stalking in the pool. So I got out since he got in. I gets out, he gets back out. So he times it as getting my bags and stuff together so he can walk in front of me. All of this is gangster stalking and sick gay stuff. So he swoons like a woman the whole time he's in front of me, but he's timing it to make sure he can walk in front of me. I get in the shower, he comes back, he gets in the shower. And I couldn't resist as I had to go get my phone. I didn't get him. Well, I did get him later on. But he's, the shape was pitiful. I'm so glad he put his clothes on. I wish I could have showed y'all the kind of shape he had. And I told y'all need to go watch my voodoo in the medical field, the last one. I explained gynecomastia and stuff like that to y'all. He had that. So did the other black boy. Sure my nose is clean. So he gets in the shower. He comes back, he gets in the shower. Now they got him singing some kind of Jesus song at this high note, the high gay note. And this is the got baked. That's a got baked gesture, and it's a pretzel gesture. I always tell y'all they have an underlying meaning. They have an underlying meaning. Of course, the surface meaning is that we bake pretzels. The Got Baked commercial is the fire gesture. And they all had black in there. I didn't take the pictures. I got my camera phone on now, so I'll take it now. But they all had the black on it. And again, it's the end of June, summertime. He started singing the Jesus hymn song, whatever you want to call it. So I'll let y'all hear some of that. Anyway, when I got dressed and everything to leave out of the pool area, I see he's got the blue scrubs on. He's got the blue scrubs on. These are your doctors and nurses and everything else in the medical field. And it gives validity to what I tell y'all about my stories. And stories to come for y'all in the medical field. He's got the blue scrubs. I told y'all they just transitioned to the blue. They're transitioning into the blue. There's still a lot of green in there, but it was all for the most part, the blue. They had the blue. They had the green on too, and of course they had the all blacks. But yeah, you know, that's what they do. She can close the door now because I'm getting her. But they leave the door open. That's your gesture. And she's got the black pants on. Yeah, so I couldn't resist. So when I left the locker room, I got my camera ready, got on one of the machines so I could show y'all. He didn't. I don't know. Maybe it was the distance. I couldn't see the swoon as much. Obviously, it was a gesture for me. He really put it on in the pool area and in the locker room. When he came out, you could still see the femininity, but it wasn't as pronounced and profound as when he was doing his Takotic gesture. But I got it. I got some of it. But my main point, he had medical clothes on. He's a nurse. These are the cats that take care of you if something happens to you. I'm out. Been through this one. Could have been through this. If it wasn't for Gangster Stalking. It's your prayer gesture. Every day, all day.
I don't know why that song, I just said, ooh, I'm gonna hear some new editions.
This is your tax dollars, man. Here's your truck with all that blaring sirens. Here's your fire truck. Here's your fire truck. Here it comes. These guys are blatant, man. And these are orders. 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 And your tax dollars. This is what they do. And yep, they got my phone on. They got my phone on. And they can go back. Now he's letting you know they're going back. You can go back to the station. Here's y'all peach, y'all. That's the peach. That's the peach I was telling y'all about. PCH. That's the peach. That's the peach.
Radio and PNG's
This is everywhere I go. The white cars pull up as I'm about to pull off. But this is not why I'm pulling my camera out. I told y'all that. I want to know what the significance of buying a car like this is. What are the benefits? She's got the all black on, you know. They're trying to get a good look at it too. I want to know what the significance of buying a car like that is. We came out with the Hummer first. And you know, they're changing the styles of cars. It's crazy.
But now I know better.
said, ooh, I want to hear some new editions of this drill.
By the way, there's the Gangster Stalking. But I'm just trying to look at this car and let you guys get the whole. I want to get out. Well, I don't want to get out. But I wanted to get out and get the inside for you guys. But that's the car. That's the car. I'm out. I don't know if that was fun or what. They're having fun with this. Here's another fun. I can't make this stuff up, y'all. Can't make it up. I wasn't even gonna get it. Here's your NUF. Here's your NUF. And the car is taking off. So somebody was in there the whole time. And you heard them toot my horn. I used to say the demon beeps my horn. They got control of my car. That's tooting my horn. Here's a white car. The license plate is for puke, P-U-K, without the E. That's your puke license plate. I'm out.